Salutations, friends. It's your pal, said Stevie, and I got this little bad boy in today. I have already unpackaged it, but I have yet to unbox it. This came from LeftyEDC's pass around group. Again, shout out to Kevin. I've been fortunate enough to go in on a bunch of stuff and gotten first on the path of travel. So a lot of stuff has been coming in lately. So if you keep hearing me shout out Kevin in these last couple videos, that's the reason why. But definitely shout out to Lefty EDC. But this obviously is from GiantMouse in their Ace lineup. This is their the newest knife that they released, the Tribeca. Oh, it's the black G10 one. Okay. This came out in a couple different flavors. Let's just get into it. Before I do that, I did grab my GiantMouse coffee cup and drinking some coffee, black, just like my soul. So I love GiantMouse, and I get disappointed by GiantMouse quite often. Let's see, anything else in there? Just some yums, nothing else. So comes in their very basic Ace packaging, and this little felt cloth. There it is. So I love GiantMouse. Like I said, I've been disappointed by GiantMouse quite a few times, though. I've owned just about every model of GiantMouse, and I have quite a few in my collection, and I've moved quite a few on. I think the only ones I haven't really handled are some of the GM lines. They're higher end, some of the early ones, but I've had two or three of those even. And then the little guy, the Nibbler, I haven't handled one of those. Or the most recent one, which I really want to get my hands on, the Atelier. That's kind of the mini Grand. So, the Grand, as I believe you've probably heard me say time and time again on live streams and whatnot, is my favorite piece of crap knife. I love everything about the Grand, but mine has nothing but problems. GiantMouse didn't want to do anything about it, so I just deal with it. And I don't carry it, but it's not a knife I'll ever get rid of because it's too crappy to get rid of. Anywho, this is just a little guy. I should. My neighbor decided to start doing some work in his garage. I should probably do some size comparisons. Let me be right back. Okay, I grabbed a couple knives for when I get the blade out. Let me get going on this. Let me give this a flick, and we'll start talking about it. But there you go. So as I mentioned, this also, or it comes in a couple flavors. This is the black G10 model, and they also have a blue denim micarta, which is the one I think I'm more interested in if I were to get one of these. I don't think I've seen GiantMouse do blue micarta of any sort. But this is definitely a GiantMouse aesthetic, right? So not very big at all. The two knives I grabbed are two of the knives I had closest to me. The Spyderco Para 3, which, oh man, I guess that's almost, boy, that's pretty damn close if you ask me. And then the Manix 2 are the two knives I had immediately sitting right by, but yeah, much smaller than not a ton smaller, but smaller than the Manix 2. But I would say this is damn near Para 3. I do the thing where I say PM3 sometimes, or Para 2, and holy crap, get the comments about that. But this is very close to the Para 3, as you can see there, almost handle length and blade length there. So, spec-wise, I do have this pulled up, so I believe that's going to be a drop point style blade with a stone-washed finish, black G10, wire clip reversible, liners are steel, AISI 420 hardened steel. So does that mean that they are Steel and not titanium? Yep, these are steel liners because my magnet is sticking to it. But then this is a liner lock, ball bearings, 2.875 inch on the blade, and they say they're measuring from tip to the forwardmost part of the handle there. But this is a first for them. This is in, does it say it? It does. CPM MagnaCut. Their specs are not listing what the HRC is, so who knows there. The handle length is 4 inch for an overall length of 7.375. So there's your specs. Ergos are there for sure. You got that nice choil. Back here isn't that comfortable. I feel that wire clip big time in the palm of my hand. Not spicy hot spot, but I don't like the way that feels in my hand. Right there in a regular grip, I don't like it. Jimping's perfect. You know, Vox, Anzo, they're always going to nail the jimping in the right spot, but that doesn't feel too good. Up here, not a problem. Back here, that's a problem for me. I feel it more so on this part here than anything. I wonder if tossing a lynch clip on there would make that go away. Because that's one of the things I do like about GiantMouse. You can replace these wire clips with a Lynch Northwest wire clip replacement. But yeah, the G10 is very basic G10. It's really slick. I assume that these are going to be steel. I think that those are steel hardware too. Looks like you got some T6s even, not even T8. So there's that. Brass backspacer with some jimping along the edges there. Again, the wire clip, which is pretty standard. And then I hope that that's not a free spinning pivot and that it is captured. But then again, you see the GiantMouse Ace logo and CPM MagnaCut. So jimped liners like they always do, which I do like. You can access it pretty good. Okay, it's a little it's a little stiff. I don't know if Kevin did much with this. I have to assume that he's got a video out on it already, but maybe he just didn't pocket this, or he just put this right back into the that little protector there. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take that off of there yet. I don't know that I'm going to actually carry this. I'll probably do a quick turnaround on it, but jimping on the back flipper, it's nice low profile flipper for sure. Detent is snappy. Detent is definitely snappy. Can I get it with my thumb? I can. Yeah, I'd say the detent is pretty good to go. There seems to be... I felt it one time, and this has happened to me before. I felt the littlest bit of grit for a second, but it's not there now. But this is rating on ball bearings. This definitely needs to be worked in. The action is not great, like a GiantMouse can be. And, well, it's actually not dead nuts. This is slightly off center. Very slight, but it is. You can see it's kicked over a little bit to the show side. I like how GiantMouse always crowns their... Is that called a crown spine? How it's rounded off there? Everything else is rounded off really good. Feels good in hand, except for that little spot there in the back. And I felt it that time even choked up. So, yeah. As I'm talking, I'm realizing this is giving me vibes from another knife. And I just did this in a recent video where I said another knife was giving me vibes from a Ferrum Forge. But I happen to have in pocket today, because it's Friday. It's about 7:30 on Friday after evening right now. It's Ferrum Forge Friday, and I happen to have the Archbishop in pocket. And let's see how close I am to thinking the vibes are correct. Okay, vibes, yes. Lots of differences, obviously. Their flipper tab is way more low profile, but and their choil's not quite the same. A little bit more belly, bigger of a knife. And again, I'm not saying that GiantMouse copied Ferrum Forge's design by any means. I'm just saying I got vibes, Archbishop vibes. And I think, again, it's close enough, like I said in my last one, it's close enough to give me vibes in a good way. I like this design. There's just a couple of too many nitpicks right now to where I don't know. I wouldn't want this one. I definitely wouldn't want the black G10, and I would definitely probably want the blue micarta if I was going to get one. But I like that it's a MagnaCut. You know, MagnaCut's all the rage right now. I always like that you can throw a wire clip replacement from Lynch Northwest on there. And the jimping's good. Back here, though, that's just not comfortable for me. And I don't think I've had that problem with GiantMouse before. And this is just a very basic wire clip. I don't think I've felt that before from GiantMouse, but definitely right there in the side of my palm, I can feel it. Again, choked up. Now I'm in my head. Now I feel it more than I did the first time. But, you know, this knife is, I like it. I got mixed opinions, I guess. I like it. I don't know that I would get this, though. What were these going for? 215 bucks. So, it's not a horrible price. Here is the blue... Oh, no, I do not want to check out. I just want to look at it. There's the blue Denim Micarta one. Does it also have the brass backspacer? I just think that that looks like a nicer looking knife overall than the black. All my other GiantMouses, except for the Ace Nazca, are black. So I would want to branch out a little bit and maybe get the blue Denim one. But yeah, it's just little nitpicks, obviously. Enough to where I'm not going to rush out and get this thing. If I could take this apart, I'm not going to. Oh, one of the other things I wanted to say that I thought about and then it didn't. I really, really do like the way they chamfered and smoothed out that finger choil. The finger choil is very comfortable. I thought of that as I was handling it, and then I forgot to say it. But now, as you're looking at it, I do really like that. I think that's a very nice touch, and there's no sharp pokiness to the flipper tab. I think the flipper tab's done very nice and discreet. So it's not going to be a pocket pecker, as someone might say, but aesthetics, they always nail it. I'm a huge Vox fan. Outside of Ferrum Forge being the most knives from one designer in my collection, Vox is a very close number two. Actually, it's not that close. I got way too many Ferrum Forges. But this is, I think I got like 8 different Vox designs. And I like Vox. I think they nail the aesthetics. I think they do small knives well. Maybe it's something with the wire clip replacement. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something taboo. Hold on. All right, I'm just gonna do it. I happen to have a spare Lynch clip hanging around. I just want to see if it makes any difference. Changing that out to see if that hot spot goes away. This is a T8. Pop that off. I don't want to lose that. Okay, so there is your standard wire clip replacement. This is not the GiantMouse, or maybe it is the GiantMouse wire replacement clip. I don't know, but they make a dedicated one. What do you know? It's still there, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's any taller. Well, now I'm all entangled here. Maybe this is just in my mind because I love Lynch Northwest so much. It made it better, but I gotta say, maybe the ramp is just not as big. It feels better. I can still feel it, but it doesn't seem to be as much of a hot spot. Let me put it back on and see if it's in my mind. What's that called? I'm losing my train of thought here. The placebo effect? Is that the right one? Nope, there's definitely a difference there. I don't know what makes it so different. Is it how do they... Yeah, that's why. So, I don't know if this will come through on camera or not. How do I compare the two? The wire clip is taller. I don't have my calipers out, so I can't verify that, but it's definitely taller. I'm seeing as they sit flat, the Lynch Northwest clip is, oh, peekaboo. The Lynch Northwest clip sits lower profile. So, that's why, although I can still feel it in the palm of my hand, this must be, I assumed that this was going to be steel hardware, but it looks like it's, that's not magnetic, that's why, dummy. Haha, or is it? Yeah, it should be. That's why I don't feel it as much. So sorry, this video took a right turn when I thought I was going to be done sooner, but that's not as bad. That's not as bad, but you're going to have to spend another $20 if you don't like the wire clip to put on a Lynch Northwest clip. And so that brings your knife up to the $235 price point. Is that going to be worth it for you folks? You know, you tell me. G10, Magna Cut. I forgot. You got to come under first. Pesky wire clips. You got to put the screw in, and then you got to go. Now this is just going all sorts of sideways on me. But, so, there's that. But, I gotta say, the aesthetics definitely improve. Not the aesthetics. The ergos definitely improve with the... Yep, I can absolutely feel that the Lynch Northwest clip takes away the hotspot. At least for me, anyway. So, I was about to say, is this worth it? Can I recommend this knife? Sure, I can recommend this knife. If you are a GiantMouse fan, you are probably going to get this knife anyway. In which case, whatever I'm saying doesn't really matter. But if you're hunting for a knife in the $215 range, assuming you get one that's got some decent QC, it's not a bad deal, I suppose. There's a lot out there that you can get, though, in the $200 range. You can get titanium, maybe a lesser steel, but, again, I want to love GiantMouse so much more, but, maybe if I just crack this pivot just a little bit. We're not supposed to mess with knives in the pass-around group, but I'm going to. That did not fix the centering at all. At all. I don't know which side you take the pivot down from on this. Is it, okay, it is on that side. Okay, so I didn't check the blade play. There's blade play now. Kind of backing up in my review here. Alright, I got blade play. No blade play there. Action did not improve. Centering did not improve. But if I loosen it anymore at all, still not correcting the blade play. Doesn't... That's where it needs to be, but now I got... that's a little bit better. No, not really. There's a little grit there. Is that going to focus? Look at that. Is it going to focus? It's pretty grimy in there. That looks like heat. That looks like it's been ground off. Come on, focus for me, baby. You guys can't see it really, but right there looks like a lot of heat. Like it was grinded on pretty harsh. You definitely see it's rough. That's real rough. Yeah, my camera's not going to focus like it should. There you go, a little bit. You see what I'm talking about? Right there. Yeah, that's really rough. That's not finished properly for sure. So, there we go. There. You see that? You see that right there? That's rough. That's definitely not finished properly. That shouldn't be like that. Again, little things, little nitpicks, but I've had with my experiences with GiantMouse, I'm a little bit more critical. But I would have to take this apart to see if I could center that up. It's not a huge deal, but I always say I don't care if it's a big deal if I can get the action to where I want it to be. But I can't get the action to where it has to be. Maybe I would need to take this apart and oil it. Maybe the body screws are part of that. I don't have a T6 on me, so I'm not going to attempt that. But, so that's my problem with GiantMouse, I suppose. I love you, Vox. I love you, Anzo. I've met both of them in person. I've met, I think it's Steve over there at GiantMouse when the team came into Seattle for their little fall powwow. Great guys, great designs, but the Italian knives. But I had this problem with my Biblio also, which was a Riot made knife. The only one that I've never really had big problems with is my Ace Nazca, which is a Bestech. But even the first one that I handled at Blade Show, I didn't buy. I ended up asking for a different one. So, I don't know, folks. I didn't cut anything, I guess, other than the this packaging here. So I don't know how sharp this blade is. It's sharp, for sure. It's shaving me. It's sharp. But that is my problem with GiantMouse. I think they make great designs, and then there's just little QC problems. Is that a big deal to you guys there? That unfinished spot there? I've never noticed that before on any other knives. I know it's definitely not going to be present on... It's not present on my Archbishop. It's not present on... Nope. It's definitely not present on my Spyderco Manix 2. Nothing like that on my... No. It's not like that on the Para 3. Or is it? Maybe a little bit. But not like the rough. That's the interaction I can already tell from the stop pin there. I also have my... No. I don't know. Is that a big deal to you guys? I don't know that it's affecting anything, but again, just little things like that people gripe about Italian QC, and maybe that's one of them. So, I wish this was a more positive video. It's not super negative, but it is what it is. This is what you can get. So, can I recommend this knife? Again, I think if you're a GiantMouse fan, you're already going to get it. So, Hopefully yours is better than this one. Did you hear that little mouse squeak too? I don't know. Good acoustics. But if you get one that's not as good as it could be, so maybe when I'm at Blade Show, I will check out more of them to see how they are. But as of right now, yeah, I could recommend this knife. Just buyer beware. And that's what I've always said about GiantMouse. So I did not intend this to be a half-hour long video, which I think it's going to turn out to be. But here we are, 26 minutes in. So, what do you think, folks? What do you think? There is the Ace Tribeca in Magna Cut. Curious to know what you guys think. But that's all I got for you right here, right now. Appreciate you tuning in. And until the next one, I bid you mofos, adeuces.